Hello everyone, FedEx Gaming here, and welcome to, well, a fun video with slimes. Just like my how to make Enderman sit down inside of Minecraft, we're going to be using slimes inside of minecarts to make some cool looking builds. Now, every build that I show you is going to be solely based off of this main one right here, my Yoshi build, which is my pet slime renamed Yoshi. Now, I am on survival. As you can see, I have a hunger bar, I have a health bar. However, if I go ahead and walk into Yoshi, who should normally hurt me, he will not hurt me at all because he is my pet and he shall not hurt me. No, there's reasons behind why Yoshi isn't hurting me, but everything that I show you today is going to be solely based off of Yoshi right here. So I have 3 other builds that I want to show you. I actually came up with a lot more, but I didn't want to make this video too long. Now, if you do, after seeing this video and learn how to do this, and you build something really cool using the same setup right here that I did, please send it me on Twitter. I would love to see it on Twitter. You can easily get to my Twitter, always in the description, or you go to my main channel. My Twitter is always there. Now, I have a few other builds I want to show you, so we're going to be using Yoshi right here to make a few other cool builds. So here's another one that I made. This one's called Door because, well, this is a door. We can walk right through them, not get hurt by the slimes at all, but the cool thing and the reason why I call it door is because enemies can't get to you as well. So if I spawn a few zombies right out here, they'll come running at me on fire, but they cannot go past the slimes because the slimes hitboxes will stop them from coming into wherever you have this set up. So of course, if we go right here though, they will be able to hit us, but they cannot walk past the slimes. So this is pretty much like a working door, so you don't have to worry about anything coming to kill you. Now we can set this up as well, so we have it as a player door. Now we can make it so our players can't walk through the door unless you let them, or you can just set up a button to let them through whenever they want. So right here is a player door that I came up with as well. As you can see, they're looking at me because now they can hurt me. Now these slimes can hurt me if I try to go through this door. Yeah, they're not having any of that. They really don't want me to go through this door. However, if we click the button right over here to the right hand side, blocks will be pushed inside of our slimes, making it so we can walk through our door without being hit by them. And of course, there's another button on the other side to close the door behind you. So if you want to make a door where there's only one way to close it on the inside, you can set it up that way, and then players won't be able to walk through your slime door. Now I set up another way to make it into a wall or a flooring. So now you can see we have a huge wall of slimes. So now people can't come through it, but you can't go through it as well if you set up as a wall, but also enemies won't be able to go through it as well. But it just looks cool. I love seeing a bunch of slimes as the wall. Now you can see that it does say wall above them because you do have to rename them. If you don't rename them, then they will despawn. But then you can also set it up so it's a giant sludge floor as well. As you can see, it looks like we're kind of walking through a sewer right now, but that's just another cool way you can use these slimes. So that's the 4 ways that I've shown, but you can do a lot more with this. I set up traps with this thing. I set up a few other ways of using it. You can make it look like there's slime blocks on the floor so people might jump into them and just get destroyed by these things. But it is a lot of fun, and it's pretty much solely based around my how to make Enderman sit down inside of Minecraft because we're going to be using the same pretty much setup as I did in that video as well. So let's go ahead and start building this. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned that this is survival friendly in the beginning, but this is survival friendly. Once you get them inside of the minecart, you can do whatever you'd like with these slimes. It's going to be a lot harder in survival because then you have to find a swamp or some sort of slime farm. But once you get them inside the minecart, you can do whatever you'd like with them, just like I did with the Enderman in the other video. Once they're inside the minecart, they are completely yours. So we're going to be pretty much doing the exact same setup. I will not be giving a resource list because I see this more as a creative build, but you can do it on survival if you would like, if you have the resources or if you have pretty much the time to do it. Then you can do this on survival. So we're going to start off by first finding where we want our slime to go. I'm going to be doing Yoshi right here first. So pretty much find exactly what spot in your world that you want your pet slime to go. Then we're going to break down a block and place in a piece of soul sand right here. Now, the reason why I'm going to be using soul sand is because it actually dips down lower than a normal block. It looks like it's at the same height, but it's not the same height as a normal block. See, if I go right in here, I fall down inside the soul sand because it's technically a tiny bit lower than a normal block. So once a minecart goes in here, it will get completely stuck inside of the soul sand. Next up, what you want to do is place a block right next to your soul sand. And then we're going to place a slab on top of that block. Place a block right here. Place a piston facing towards your slab and then send power to this piston somehow. I'm going to be using a redstone torch to send power to it so you make sure that your slab is right above your soul. So now all we have to do is just break everything right here and make sure you leave this block and this slab just like that. Next up, we're going to place a few powered rails. The more you place it, the easier it's going to be, but if you are on survival, you're going to have to make some sort of setup to capture a slime inside of a minecart, but since I'm doing on creative, it's going to be a lot easier. So I'm just going to place a few powered rails like this, place a block up right at the back of our powered rails, place another powered rail on top of the block, break this powered rail, and place a block right in front of it, so now we have a dip going up on our powered rails. Now all we have to do is just send power to our powered rails, and we're pretty much set up to make this thing work. So now all we have to do is stand right here, place down a minecart, and the minecart should keep going back and forth on our body. Make sure you do not move from this spot and make sure your minecart's going back and forth just like that. Now this is where the build gets a bit tedious because you don't always get a big slime like that when you spawn them out of a spawn egg. Sometimes you'll get a medium one or you'll even get a small one. So sometimes you're going to have to kill a few of them. So make sure you have a sword on hand just to get rid of any of the slimes that are pretty much going to mess up this build. So we're going to place down a slime egg. Hopefully I just get a big one right away so I don't have to keep doing it, but boop. And I did. I got a huge one right away. That is what I want. If you want a gigantic one, if you do get a small one, guys, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to break the minecart, and you are going to kill him, because see, boop, as you can see, I just got a small one there. You are going to sometimes get a small one. But once you get that big one, now all we have to do is break this block right here. Break all the rails, and that is it. He's yours. You can't do anything to you. Now on survival, you might get hurt. I cannot do anything about that because slimes will hurt you still. But like I said, once you get inside that minecart, they are yours. You can set them wherever you'd like. It doesn't really matter. Once they're in that minecart, they can still hurt you, but they're yours. You can do whatever you want with them. So as you can see, now I have a slime stuck right here, and he won't be able to hurt me. Let me go and just switch it to survival really quickly so I could show you that he cannot hurt me. I'm on survival, and the slime cannot hurt me thanks to that slab inside there because he cannot see me. Since the slab is inside of his body, he doesn't know I am here. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back to creative really fast. Like, no, not peaceful. Make sure you don't switch it to peaceful also, or you're gonna lose all your slimes. If I switched it to peaceful, all these guys would have disappeared. So now all you have to do is grab a name tag, an anvil, and go ahead and name your slime whatever you want to. I'm just gonna rename him Yoshi once again. So let's go ahead and name him Yoshi. So Y-O-S-H, and oh no, I gotta delete all that first. There we go. So Y-O-S-H-I, Yoshi. There we go. So let's go ahead and rename my slime Yoshi so he doesn't despawn, and boop. Now we have a pet slime. Wherever you want, you can put him inside your house, you can put him outside the house, you can make maybe lion-looking statues outside your house, so when you're walking through your house, you have 2 slimes instead of 2 lions, and you could walk into your house like this. That would be pretty cool. But there you guys go. That's pretty much it, and that's how everything right over here is set up along all of these. If you put a bunch of them right next to each other, you can easily make a wall out of it. All you have to do is do the exact same thing over and over again. All you have to do is just take a soul sand block, skip 1 block away from it. So here is where our slime is. We're gonna have to skip this block and place another soul sand here. Skip this block, place another soul sand here. Skip this block, place another soul sand here. And then you can go ahead and make a giant wall out of them. And the same thing goes with this one as well. All you have to do is skip it, and then we could walk right through them as well. Let me go ahead and do that one real fast so I can just show you that everything is working fine. We're gonna go ahead and just place a block like we did before right here. We're gonna set up a few power rails. So let's just do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a block up right here, place a powered rail, and then we're gonna break this, place a block right here, and then we're gonna send power to our power rails. Now, normally we're supposed to put a slab right above this soul sand before we knock it back and forth. However, since we have another slime right here, sometimes they push each other and it won't let it fall right in. So now we're gonna have to wait until we put our slab in. This might happen to you. This might happen to you while you're doing it on the first one, and I'm sorry if that happens, because then you're just gonna have to redo it until it doesn't happen. But that normally doesn't happen when you're just doing one of them. However, if you are, what is up there? What did I do up there? Sometimes when you do have 2 of them, sometimes they will hit each other and it will knock them off of it. So make sure you do not put the slab in just yet. So now we're gonna go ahead and place in our minecart, and we're gonna try for another big one. Hopefully we get one right away. So boop, and I did get another big one, and boom, he fell right in. As you'll know when they fall in perfectly, because they should be the exact same height as each other. If they're not the exact same height, that means it didn't fall in, and I'm sorry, but you're probably going to have to kill it. You're probably gonna have to kill the big one, or sometimes you're able to push it back onto the powered rails, but half the time you're probably going to have to kill it. So now once he is there, this is where it gets a little bit more tedious. We're gonna have to place our slab 1 away from our slime, place in our piston, and just send power to our piston until that slab is inside the body of our slime. So we're gonna go ahead and send power to it, boop, like that, and then we're gonna place down another slab right here and send power to it once again until that slab is completely inside of your slime. Now go ahead and break all of these blocks. We no longer need them, and now we have 2 slimes right next to each other. So now if I break all this right here, I did not want to hit my slime, so boop, there we go. We now have a wall of slimes that enemies cannot pass through, but we are able to pass through them. So as you can see, boom, I can walk right through our slimes, and that is going to annoy me. That is going to annoy me forever. But we can walk right through them without getting hurt. Of course, I'm on creative right now, so let me go ahead and just switch off of creative just to show you that you will not get hurt by these things. So we're gonna go ahead and switch off creative, and as you see, I'm on survival, and I'm walking right through them like nothing is there. However, if enemies try to walk through it, they will not be able to walk through it. Only you can walk through your slime door. Now we're going to show you how to set it up so you can actually make a full door out of these 2 right here. It's did I rename him? No, I did not rename him. So let me go ahead and rename him real quick just so he doesn't despawn. So now we have 2 Yoshi doors that we can easily walk through. Now you won't be able to actually place the blocks right next to him. You'll have a mini gap right here. Now you can leave it like this. It doesn't look too bad, but I do like it when it's right inside of the slimes themselves. So literally all you have to do is place blocks down and then go ahead and just take out pistons, send power to your pistons. You know what, let me go ahead and take a redstone block out. That would have been so much easier. Let me get a redstone block, and then when we send power to the pistons, it'll push the block inside of your slimes like that. So now you have a wall around the side of your slimes, and it actually looks nice. Can I place one here? No, I cannot place one here. So you're gonna have to actually come up 3 blocks like this and then place it in, and then send power to your piston to make sure the blocks go right over them like that. And you know what, let me go ahead and do it to this side as well. So what we're gonna do is place up 3 blocks right here. 1, 2, 3. place down 3 pistons facing inwards towards your blocks like this, and then go ahead and just send power to them. So now the blocks are inside of your slimes, and now we can go ahead and make a gigantic wall like I did over there, right here. But as you can see, it looks really nice. It looks really nice. You can also put blocks above them if you want to as well. Like say I want to put 3 blocks like this right above them. Now what we have to do is just send power to our pistons facing downwards instead of sideways. So 1, 2, and 3. Then place a redstone block right in the middle and send power to it. And now we have an awesome looking wall around our slimes that we could walk right through, but enemies won't be able to walk through our slimes. So now it's time to set up this door so it's also a player door instead of just a mob door that keeps mobs out. You also want to maybe keep players out of your door as well. So what we're going to do is go ahead and just break these blocks right here. If you did place them in, I don't know if you placed them in. And now what we're going to do is just set up a sticky piston 1 block away from it right here like this, facing towards our slab that's inside of there. You might have to come a little closer because when you're inside the slime, you cannot place down your sticky piston. So make sure you're just a tiny bit away, and then make sure your sticky piston is facing inwards towards your slime like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side as well. Place a block up, place a sticky piston facing inwards like this. And now all we have to do is just send power to our sticky piston, and it will now grab that slab and pull it back. So now the slab is no longer inside of our slime right there. You can also use something different. You can go ahead and what does that slime do? You can also use staircases so it matches the wall. As you can see, it matches the wall right here, because what I did was I used staircases and not slabs. Now the reason why I like to use stairs instead of normal blocks around my entire thing when I'm making this door is because sometimes when you push the slab back into the slime and then pull it back, it will actually damage it, and you don't want that to happen. So having full blocks there is a very, very bad idea. So I like to use stairs here. So what I do is I'm going to go ahead and just break these 3 blocks like this. Make sure you break that slab as well. And then you're going to place 3 stairs up right here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place pistons right here. 1, 2, 3. And then send power to them. So go ahead, boom, send power to it, boom. And then go ahead and break these blocks. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to go ahead and send power to them. So boom, boom, and boom. And then we're going to do it just 1 more time. 1, 2, and 3 like that. And send power to them like this. So now we have a wall of stairs right here, and they cannot hurt the slimes because they are transparent blocks. So the transparent blocks will not hurt the slimes. And then all we have to do is place in more stairs right here. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to place 3 on this side as well. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. That's so they connect to each other, so it looks like a full block instead of a staircase now. Now all we have to do is somehow send power to this piston, and we're going to do the same thing on this side really quickly as well. So we're going to send power to this piston so we can pull that slab out of there. So boom, pull that slab right out of there. Go ahead and break these 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place in our 3 staircases and do it once again. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go ahead and just skip through the video right here so we don't have to re-see this entire thing. And there we go. There's our entire door. So right now the blocks are pulled back. So if I am on survival, they will hurt me. So if I go ahead and switch it to survival really quickly, they will start looking at me. And as you can see, this door can hurt me right now because those blocks are not pushed inside of our slimes. So they will always hurt me. And I'm going to die. I'm actually going to die. Do I have any food on me? I have zombie flesh. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to creative so I don't die. So there we go. So now what we're going to do is set it up so we can pull these blocks back so we can go ahead and walk through our slimes without getting hurt. So to set this up is quite simple. What we're going to do is break out a few blocks. Make sure you do not break the blocks around your slimes. Make sure you have a 3 by 3 spacing of blocks. So right here, 1, 2, 3, and then up 3, and that should be your 3 by 3 spacing for your slime blocks. Because if you do break any of these blocks right here, you're going to have to push them back with a piston, and that can get tedious. But it's very easy to do if you do break a block like this. And as you can see, I can no longer place the block there because the slime is technically there. All you have to do is place it 1 block away. Go ahead and place down a block right here with a piston, and then just send power to your piston and go ahead. Let's go and break all that, and now the block is back in place. But that's the only reason why I say don't break those blocks, because then it gets tedious to push those blocks back. So what you want to do is break down at least 3 blocks, and we're going to do that all the way underneath this entire thing. You should be able to see the bottom of the soul sand. That will let you know where your slimes are. So like I said, make sure you keep a 3 by 3 spacing just so you don't have to keep breaking it and putting it back in with a piston. So let's go ahead and just break all of these blocks out like that. Perfect. And now what we want to do is set up some sort of button on one of the sides where we can click it and open up our door. So I'm going to go ahead and just place a block right here to the right hand side, place my button on top of the block, then we're going to break down right underneath it, and we're going to go ahead and place in some redstone dust here. Next up, we're going to break the block right next to it, come down another block with another piece of redstone dust, and then we're going to come down our 3rd block right here. So there should be 1, 2, 3 pieces of redstone dust just like this. Then we're going to place up a piston right here with a piece of sand on top of it, and then have a repeater coming out of that sand block. This will create a monostable circuit. Next up, we're going to place a sticky piston facing inwards with a redstone block on top of it. All right, guys, so I quickly went ahead and skipped through the video just a tiny bit, but as you can see, we could see the monostable circuit right here. So once I click this button, this redstone block gets let go of because our sticky piston gets activated by the monostable circuit. And then when I click it again, it will pull back that redstone block. So let me go ahead and do it from this angle right here. So boom, it lets go of the block, and boom, it picks up the block as well. So now all we have to do is send power from this redstone block up to here where the sticky pistons are. So right here underneath our sticky bits, and we're going to be placing a redstone torch down. So let me go ahead and just change the color really quickly so it looks a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and just use, I guess I'll use yellow blocks, doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to change my block over to yellow so we know exactly where the redstone torch is. And we're going to do the same thing on this side as well. We're going to break this block, place down a different color block, and then place a redstone torch on top of it. So now we know exactly where our redstone torches are. So we have to somehow send power from here over to where our redstone torches are at. So over here facing from this side, we're going to break the block in between where our redstone torch is and our soul sand block is. So break this block right here and break this block right here. Make sure you break only the block in between the soul sand and the redstone torch. And then we're going to come out one more block right here, breaking it. So 1 and 2, just like that, just so we can see everything. It doesn't really matter. They will not be able to move in this state. Next up, we're going to place a block up right next to this one. So 1, 2, and then we're going to place a piece of redstone dust on top of this block and do the same thing on this side as well. Come up 2 blocks, 1, 2, break this block right here and place a piece of redstone dust here. So now all we have to do is send power to these blocks and it will activate the door. So last up, what I did was I placed a block right here, a block right here, placed a repeater going into both of these blocks. So now all we have to do is send power into our repeaters and we'll be done. So come out one more block from your repeaters and then send power from here with redstone dust like this. And that is it, guys. The door is completely done. So once we send power to this sticky piston, we'll let go of this block, thus opening up our door. And then once we click it again, the door should close. So right now our door should be opened up. So we should be able to walk through thanks to these blocks being right in front of our slime blocks, because when these blocks are here, they can no longer see us, so they won't be able to hurt us. However, if I click the button again, it will pull back those blocks. Now the slimes will be able to hurt us. So let me go ahead and just fill this up, and then I'll switch it over to survival just to show you that everything is working. So what we're going to do is take out our blocks of choice, and we're going to clean up this area. And you know what? We also want a button on this side as well. I completely forgot we want a button on this side as well. So let me go ahead and just take out my black stained clay blocks once again. And we're going to place a block up right here. Place a button right off of it. And then we're going to come right underneath it with this redstone right here. So 1, 2. And then we're going to send power from this button using redstone going down like this. So now if I click the button on this side, it will close it. We'll open it up. And then when I click the button again, it will close the door. So now we can go ahead and clean up this entire area with our blocks of choice like this. And let's go ahead and fill in this side as well. And then we'll do the same thing on that side. And unless I finished it, I don't remember. No, I did not. So now we're going to go ahead and just fill in this entire thing so it looks nice. And I'm going to fill in over here as well. So there we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch it to survival really fast. All right, guys, and I'm back on survival. I had to quickly give myself some food so I wouldn't die. But right now the door is closed. So if I try to go through the door, I will get hurt by my slimes right here. So boom, boom. And I'm almost dead. However, if I click this button right here, the blocks will be pushed over our slimes. So now they can no longer hit me. So boop, walk right through. And as you can see, I no longer can be hurt by the slimes. However, once the button is clicked again, the door is closed once again. And now if I try, boom, I will get hurt by the door. And there you guys have it. That's some fun things you could do with slimes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. Stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.